I did feel like some people were trying to look like they were having more fun than me. I mean, this is how childish this whole divorce has been. Such a teenage drama. I don't like you any more than you like me. It's civil war, total civil war.
Ladies, it's time we step into a brutal conversation about the behind-the-scenes side of sister wives. If the inside rumors on the show are true, we might be witnessing the most expensive attempt to repair a public image in the reality TV world, and it isn't working at all. The curly-haired man who used to wave off his wife's complaints like they didn't matter is now speaking with calm, reflective words. He's owning up to when people got hurt. He's owning up to his role in it. Hold up, is this real? This is the same man who used to tell Christine to just get over it when she said to him she felt overlooked. Now he's standing up to David Woolley, Christine's new boyfriend, and they're having what appears to be a real, genuine conversation. People who've been watching for years are doubling back in their seats. The Sister Wives online support group is filled with confused chatter. Facebook groups are filled with posts like, "Who is this man and where's the real Kody?" Because every woman who's watched this show for years and watched him deflect blame faster than a professional athlete catches a ball knows this doesn't sound right. But this is where things start getting your attention. The change didn't happen overnight. If you've been paying close attention, you'll notice this new Kody Brown has been showing up piece by piece over the course of the last 8 months. It's perfectly timed to appear natural, but coordinated enough to appear intentional. Some people affiliated with the Sister Wives show are spreading the same notion. Kody Brown supposedly called in the professionals, not therapy sessions, though, in fairness, that opportunity slipped by some time ago. We're working with professionals at repairing rough spots, with professionals who repair the way people present themselves to the world, the kind who repair reputations as a part of their job. And when you step back and take a hard look at the entire picture, it makes sense. The timing is too convenient. The changes to the way he behaves are too drastic. The stage tours are too contrived. This isn't real self-improvement we're seeing. This might be the most expensive reputation repair in real-life TV history. But the huge question that's keeping the Sister Wives audience up late at night is this. If Kody really called in a team of professionals to shine up his name, why does it sound like the entire production is going up in flames? Because people who've spent a lot of time watching real-life TV can recognize phony efforts at making amends from a distance, and right now, everything smells from too far away. The Sister Wives network of professionals spreads news faster than a spark in dry tinder, and by the time the summer had been over, the hushed rumors had solidified into solid points. Different individuals were all reaching for the same conclusion. Kody Brown had supposedly gone to the pros. Now, this isn't some fly-by-night team for reputations. From those close to the group, it appears to be some well-planned-out full overhaul, the kind that requires real money and real effort. Crisis managers don't come cheap, and they aren't in any hurry. What they do is create entire plans to change someone's image in the public eye over a period of months, not days. It's a corporate move. Sister Wives has become more than a program. It's a company in and of itself nowadays. Kody Brown's not just a husband and dad, he's a public figure. And that figure was doing very badly. Social site opinions were brutal. Online forums were calling for him to be taken off the show. Even casual fans were expressing dislike for the way he treated his wives. For those in the public eye who take that kind of blow to their name, getting pro-help isn't unusual. It's normal in Hollywood. What's interesting here is how obvious the steps appear to the onlookers watching. The timeline is why. Insiders are reporting that season 20 is still being filmed right now, so they're catching up. But this part is interesting. The ways Kody is behaving differently fit exactly with when the filming began again after season 19 finished. It's like someone came in and said, "We need to change your entire style from here on out." Pro reputation repair is a formula. First, you apologize for mistakes without taking fault that could lead to lawsuit. Then, you implement new ways of behaving through chosen public venues. Then, you give opportunities for good news stories. Ring a bell? The apologies and rounds fit the beginning perfectly. The nice talks with David Woolley handle the next part. And the odd spot on Special Forces, where insiders hint he might seem nice, wraps up the last goal nicely. But this idea gets even stronger here. Those same team insiders are saying it's not only Kody's actions that shifted. The whole way they build the show's stories has changed. They're supposedly watching social sites, especially the online forum, and turning what fans gripe about into guides for what to film. Fans want Kody to say sorry for real, so they shoot rounds of apologies. Fans want to watch how he deals with Christine's new spouse, so they arrange those get-togethers. Fans wonder if he'd think about a fourth partner. Well, look at that. It turns into a key part of the show. It's like someone gave the team a guide called How to Fix a Real-Life TV Bad Guy in 10 Simple Moves. And the first move seems to be handing viewers just what they say they need. Let's jump back in time and follow this supposed shift month after month because the small bits are where it all hides. From several insiders who've seen this play out up close, the Kody Brown fix-up plan didn't kick off with a lot of noise. It began with steady, step-by-step work that any pro in handling crises would spot right away. The schedule starts about 8 months back, which lines up just right with when Season 19 stopped shooting and prep for Season 20 would start. This isn't conjecture when you've got insiders on the show, saying shooting still continuing nearly a whole year, like Season 19. They're going for clips that catch up to here, and of course they need Kody to come across as understanding as possible when they tape it. The first big shift everybody noticed was the abrupt halt to Kody's quiet time on social media. For a long time, he'd been staying away from areas where his former partners were thriving. Christine was posting about her path to standing on her own 2 feet. Janelle was tweeting about her health aspirations, and even Mary was interacting with fans through her work projects. Meanwhile, Kody was roughly radio silent, which was appropriate because every time he did make an appearance, he brought more negative attention. Then something flipped. Insiders believe that's when professional help likely came on board. The comeback strategy began with certain locations that seemed staged to unveil a softer, more considerate version of the head of the family who'd spent years driving everybody away with his narcissism. The cycles of apologizing are the second step in what seems like an overall plan to repair his reputation. But this is what makes it so clearly staged. These aren't off-the-cuff moments of genuine remorse caught on camera. These are staged interviews, usually with select family members, that seem constructed to answer certain things. The things he says are new. The way he acts is new. Even crew members who've been there for years have reportedly said how much Kody's process on filming has flipped. Then there was the development of a relationship with David Woolley, perhaps the most masterminded planned placement move we've ever seen. Consider this as a planning move. David is all the things that Kody supposedly lacks. He's stable, emotionally expressive, and actually seems to care about Christine. By appearing to be a support for this relationship, even getting along with David, Kody gets to enjoy some of that good stuff without having to do the actual inner work. Several sources tell us that these sessions aren't random. The get-togethers, the conversations, the observed moments of apparently making progress, they're all being filmed for the show. But beyond that, they're being constructed in ways that allow Kody to flaunt new behaviors without being held accountable for all that he used to do. The Special Forces excursion is perhaps the most highfalutin aspect of this alleged plan. Shows wherein people compete in real life give a special opportunity to repair images because they eliminate the family conflict that makes Kody difficult to like. Instead, he's observed in challenging physical tests, working alongside, possibly revealing weak points in ways that elide plural unions or discarded partners. If sources are correct that he appears to be really nice on the show, that's not coincidence. It's a function of setup in an environment where his bad behaviors, such as selfishness and playing with feelings, don't count for winning. But perhaps the biggest clue in this schedule is the odd narrative of courting a sister wife. After years of asserting that their family was full, suddenly Kody and Robyn are considering bringing in a fourth mate. The timing is too coincidental for a show that could do with a dose of new energy, and a man who needs to prove he's still in demand. Even with 3 partners cut out, the setup is too on the nose when you tab it all by timeline. Each major shift in the last 8 months does 2 things, advancing the show's storylines and fixing Kody's public image. That doesn't happen by accident. Meanwhile, something funky was going on in the world of online watching that's got Sister Wives viewers good and angry at TLC. Pour yourself a new cup of coffee, because this part of the story shows how far damage control efforts will go. Here's what's supposedly happened. Casual viewers watching for their usual watches on HBO Max noticed something fishy. Seasons 2 through 4 of Sister Wives somehow disappeared from the platform. Not paused, or with technical difficulties, gone completely, like someone deleted 3 full seasons of the Brown family's history. Now, streaming platforms shuffle things all the time due to deals and company negotiations, but this specific disappearance has people wondering for reasons beyond usual ways of work. Season 1 is still intact. Seasons 5 and forward stay in place, but seasons 2, 3, and 4 leave a gap that has viewers wondering. The timing is too convenient when you look at the bigger picture of Kody's supposed image repair plan. Those cutout seasons feature some of the worst moments of the Brown family leader at his worst. Season 2 caught the family's messy shift to Las Vegas and Kody's growing wild choices. Season 3 showed the rising issues between partners as Kody's clear preference for Robin got hard to miss. Season 4 highlighted the money stress and feeling problems that would later break the family. Put simply, the missing seasons are a full log of just the actions that pro-crisis handlers would want, hidden from easy view. It's like taking away proof from a case where the person claims they've improved. Several insiders hint this wasn't a random company choice. The pullout supposedly happened near the same time as other parts of Kody's fix plan were starting. That link doesn't prove it caused it, but it sure brings up questions about teamwork and damage control work. Fan responses have been fast and strong. Social sites are full of gripes from watchers who pay for HBO Max just to get the whole Sister Wives set. These aren't people who just found the show. These are committed fans who've tracked the Brown family story for more than 10 years and know what's gone from their options. One longtime watcher shared on the online forum, "I've been going back from the start to explain to my sister how harmful Kody's actions have always been, and now the toughest seasons are handily not there. This comes across like changing history as it happens." Another said, "It's questionable that the seasons with Kody at his most controlling are the ones that vanish just as he's working to fix his name. The work side matters a lot too. Fans are saying they'll quit paying and return to Discovery Plus, where TLC shows typically reside. But what's even clearer is the string of complaints indicating this isn't just for Sister Wives. Multiple TLC shows have reportedly had the same strange gaps on HBO Max, pointing to a greater plan at work. What makes this so fascinating is the mind trick on viewers. When challenging content becomes harder to find, it creates a sort of group forgetfulness. New viewers beginning the Sister Wives watch won't find those missing seasons unless they search diligently on other platforms. They'll miss the complete spectrum of actions that made Kody so problematic from the beginning. Pro-name management often involves controlling the narrative by restricting what information people can access. If someone wanted to repair Kody's image, yanking the seasons that best demonstrate his worst actions would be an astute first step. Make the evidence harder to find, and over time, people forget how bad it was. The fact that this content removal coincides with Kody's action shifts and planned narrative builds feels like more than coincidence. It suggests a full method to repair images that goes well beyond just changing how he appears on screen. It's about changing what viewers easily verify against his allegedly better actions. If this is coordinated teamwork or simply good timing remains a mystery. But for Sister Wives fans who've spent years documenting Kody's concerning ways, the argument seems obvious. Someone wants those ways much harder to reference. Now, let's look behind the scenes at what's really going on, because the team insiders who've watched this shift happen have some grabbing notes to share. These aren't nameless online tales or passed around talk. These are folks who work straight with the Brown family and have seen up close how much has changed in the last 8 months. Several insiders confirm season 20 is still being made, which explains the long schedule. But what's extra notable is how the shooting style has grown. From those near the team, there's been a clear switch in how Kody gets ready for and joins shooting days. Where he used to arrive without warning and often make mess that needed heavy cuts to use, he now supposedly shows up with what looks like key points and a much more set way to handle talks. One team insider calls the switch like day and night from how Kody acted in past seasons. Before, he was known for causing his own problems during shoots. He'd wander off on side topics that made him look bad, ignore team advice, and mostly make more issues than good stories. The hair by itself was supposedly a steady hassle, with Kody being picky about its look on film and often asking for do-overs just for looks. But insiders say something. Basic changed around when season 20 making began. Suddenly, the guy known for being hard to team with was arriving ready, keeping to the point, and really following team leads in ways that helped the show's story needs, instead of just his own wants. This action switch goes past just shoot talks. From insiders, there's been a clear change in how stories are built and set. Where old seasons often felt wild and reacting to events, season 20 seems to follow a much more planned guide. The subjects covered, the talks filmed, even the family people shown, all seem to serve exact story goals instead of just catching whatever issues come up. The schedule links between different story parts are extra clear. Insiders confirm the David Woolley meetings weren't random run-ins caught on film. They were set, structured get-togethers, made to catch certain kinds of clips that would help the bigger story of Kody's supposed turnaround. Even clearer is how the possible sister-wife story grew. From team insiders, this wasn't a natural thing that film caught. The talks between Kody and Robin about maybe adding a fourth partner were specially set and filmed as clips made to build excitement and understanding for their bond. What's extra interesting is how tight the film stuff seems to match social site opinion checks. Insiders hint the team is actively watching sites like the online forum, Facebook groups, and X to grasp what fans say about the show and family. Then, amazingly, those fan gripes and questions seem to turn straight into story builds. Fans have been asking for true owning up from Kody. Suddenly, there's rounds of apologies being shot. Fans were interested in how he'd deal with Christine's new spouse. Those meetings got set and filmed. Fans asked if he'd ever think about growing the family again. That turns into a big story look. This kind of smart responding to viewer input isn't always uncommon in real-world TV, but the skill and richness of the way gives the impression of expert guidance that goes beyond regular team methods. It's like someone did group trials to see exactly what clips would best repair Kody's image while still producing good TV. Perhaps clearest is what insiders report about Kody's self in the off-camera time, when not on film during this changeover period. While his on-film behavior has become steadier and seeming concerned, those who work on the show describe someone who appears highly conscious of playing a role rather than actually growing as a person. The changes feel calculated rather than real, work-managed rather than personal. This distinction matters because it relates to the broader question of whether we're seeing genuine improvement or smart image management. From team insiders, the indications point strongly to the second. The change appears choreographed, complete, and well-connected in ways that require pro skills to execute well. Here's where this alleged fix plan becomes really smart and truly a little alarming. From multiple insiders close to the team, the Sister Wives group has seemingly discovered the best tool of real-world TV, a direct line from fan complaints to fabricated stories. It's like they've turned the entire Sister Wives online forum into a free test group. The way it supposedly works is this. Team groups are reportedly monitoring social sites with the intensity of election candidates, monitoring votes, monitoring forum threads, Facebook group discussions, X chats, even TikTok notes are supposedly monitored to catch recurring ideas in fan complaints and interests. Then, astounding, those online conversations appear to turn right into what gets taped next. Consider how fresh this degree of responding to viewers actually is. Regular TV operates on lengthy ahead times with months-down stories, but actual live TV, particularly a show that's taped for almost a year to get in on current events, can shift on the basis of rapid input. And if insiders are correct, the Sister Wives crew has utilized that shiftability to assist Kody's image repair. The indicators for this strategy are surprisingly evident once you know where to look. For months, online forum users have demanded genuine owning up from Kody for the way that he treated Christine, Janelle, and Mary. They wanted genuine sorry emotions, not deflecting blame or shifting topics. And there it is. All of a sudden, we have rounds of apologies taped where Kody appears to own previous mistakes. Fans have been super curious about how Kody would handle Christine's happiness with David Woolley. The speculations were brutal, with most believing he'd be angry, jealous, and probably say nasty things about the new connection. But instead of letting that play out as it happens, the crew allegedly arranged for Kody and David to meet and converse in ways that present the Brown family head in the optimal manner. The sister-wife speculations represent for perhaps the most skeptical case of this alleged plan succeeding. For more than a year, online forum threads have been full of speculation about whether Kody and Robin might seek out a fourth partner to fill in for the three who departed. Most fans thought this was hopeful ideas or planned guesses, but now, handily, this same setup becomes a key story that builds both excitement and understanding for Kody's spot. What makes this way so smart is how it seems to guess complaints before they grow full. Instead of waiting for bad stories to happen and handling the fallout, The team supposedly spots possible trouble spots through social site checks and then films clips made to stop those complaints early. It's like having a tool that shows just what your viewers want, then giving exactly that while making it look natural and true. But there's something really controlling about using viewer input not to make the show better, but to fix the image of someone whose actions have been truly harmful. The mind effect on watchers is extra worrying. When fans see their exact gripes and interests handled on screen, it builds a feeling of being heard and involved that seems natural. People believe their words matter and their worries are taken for real. But if this content is made specially to change how viewers see things, then watchers are basically being tricked on a huge level. Think about how this plan affects the realness of what we watch. If Kody's talks with David Woolley were set by the team, because online forum users wanted to see how he'd handle Christine's new bond, then those talks aren't true times of growing or being adult. They're acted bits made to build good attention. The rounds of apologies become even more empty when seen this way. If Kody's shows of sorry and owning up were filmed because social site checks showed that's what fans needed for his fix, then those sorries aren't true feeling breakthroughs. They're planned content made to mark off lists on a crisis handling sheet. Maybe most upsetting is how this way turns real viewer worries about Kody's actions into chances to sell. Fans who've spent years noting his feeling control and ignoring of his partners aren't just watchers now. They're unknown helpers giving free checks on how to make their harmful person easier to like for crowds. The skill needed to do this plan well hints at pro advice that goes way past normal real-life TV making ways. Checking social site opinions, planned content building, linked messages across sites. These are tools for election runs and company crisis handling, not family real-life shows. Let's discuss the big issue right there. Or maybe the possible fourth partner in the family talk, because this specific story build could be the clearest case yet of planned content made to handle several fixed goals at once. For over a year, insiders have been quietly saying that Kody and Robyn are supposedly checking out adding another partner to their much smaller family setup. These weren't easy rumors in fan spots. These were exact reports from people near the team, hinting the pair had been actively hunting for a fourth sister wife, even going to spots like Mexico and Las Vegas for what seemed like dating-linked trips. Most longtime Sister Wives watchers first pushed these reports aside as hopeful thoughts or planned wrong info. After all, this is the same guy who spent years saying his family was done, that 4 partners were too much, and that he couldn't handle the bonds he had. The thought that he'd choose to add more mess to a already wild setup seemed silly. But now we have real proof that this story is being looked at on film. Kody and Robyn are shot talking about possibly dating and wedding a new sister wife. The timing of this coming out right when Kody badly needs to show he's still wanted, even after 3 partners left, feels too thought out. From a crisis handling view, the sister wife move handles several planned goals that have zero to do with true bond building. First, it shows Kody as someone who's still appealing and good as a spouse, fighting the idea that he's a hard-to-like family head who pushed his family away through ignoring and feeling harm. Second, it hints that his last bond with Robyn is solid and safe enough to think about growing, showing their link in a good way despite years of complaints about preference and control. Most key, it builds understanding for Kody by saying he's really working to rebuild the multi-partner life that shaped who he is for years. Instead of looking like someone who messed up handling many bonds, he becomes someone who's bravely trying to fix his family setup despite big personal hits. The planned timing of this story build can't be missed. For months, social sites have been tough in checking why 3 partners chose to leave Kody. The shared view was that he's not open with feelings, bad with money, and unable to keep healthy bonds with many partners. Having a possible new partner story straight fights those complaints by hinting someone new might want to join the family. But here's where the realness questions get hard to skip. From insiders who know the making process, this isn't a natural growth that film happened to get. The talks between Kody and Robyn about finding a fourth partner were specially set and filmed as content made to build excitement and understanding. The mind control in this way is extra worrying. If this story is made mostly for fixed reasons, then any woman who gets involved is basically used as a tool in Kody's image control plan. She becomes proof of his appeal instead of a true partner in real bond checking. Even more upsetting is how this story affects viewer views of Kody's past actions. By hinting he's actively looking to grow his family again, The story says the issue with his old marriages wasn't his lack of skill in handling many bonds, but some outside thing that broke the family. This new framing is extra sneaky because it moves blame away from Kody's noted ways of feeling ignore, money bad handling, and controlling actions. Instead of owning that 3 partners left because he didn't meet what they needed, the sister-wife story hints he's ready and able to handle multi-partner life with the right person. The work sides of this story are just as planned. Sister Wives has been fighting dropping watcher numbers as the first family setup fell apart. Adding a possible new partner builds fresh excitement, new bond ways, and longer story chances that could keep the show going for more seasons. But maybe most doubtful, the sister-wife move lets the team have both ways. If a 4th partner really joins, they get exciting dating and joining stories. If no one does, they still get seasons of content checking the idea while showing Kody as someone who tried hard to rebuild his family setup. The question that smart watchers are asking isn't if this story will make good TV. It likely will. The question is if we're seeing true bond checking or the biggest rating trick in real-life TV, history carefully built to fix the image of a guy whose actions pushed away most of his family. When you've spent years checking public relations messes and their follow-up clean plans, certain setups become easy to spot. Pro-crisis handling follows a set guide, and right now, Kody Brown's actions are matching every point with perfect accuracy. The first warning is the planned owning of past errors without taking full blame. Classic reputation fix needs admitting enough wrong to seem true while skipping words that could build legal problems or lasting name harm. Kody's rounds of apologies fit this setup just right. He's showing regret for errors and owning that his partners got hurt, but he's not exactly admitting to feeling harm, money control, or the steady preference that wrecked his family. Pro-crisis handlers also know that action changes must be shown, not just said. You can't just claim you've improved and wait for public okay. You need logged proof of better ways, caught in controlled spots. The David Woolley meetings handle this nicely, giving picture proof that Kody can be adult, respectful, and backing, even when handling his former partner's new bond. The schedule links stand for another classic crisis handling tool. Real self-improvement happens in bits and without plan. Pro-fix plans follow carefully set times, made to boost good coverage while cutting bad focus. The fact that Kody's shift matched perfectly with season 20 shooting, and the HBO Max content pull hints at planned work instead of natural growth. Spreading media is also normal in full crisis handling. You don't just solve issues on one site and hope. You build good content across many places to control the story field. Kody's Special Forces spot handles this, letting him show likability in a totally different setup that skips his tricky family ways. Maybe clearest is the early hit plan against expected complaints. Instead of waiting for bad stories to grow and then answering with defense, pro-crisis handlers spot possible issues and build content that handles those worries before they full form. The sister-wife dating story shows this way perfectly, fighting the idea that Kody is not wanted by hinting new women might join his family. The word setups also show pro-training. Kody's recent talks and on-film chats show big shifts in words and message control that don't match his past quick speaking style. Someone seems to have trained him on keeping to the point, skipping hot words, and turning talks toward fix-friendly subjects. Most big, the full nature of these changes hint at linked pro-help. Beginner image fix tries usually focus on 1 or 2 spots while skipping others, but Kody's supposed plan handles action change, planned story build, past content control, media spread, and early complaint handling all at once. These ways aren't bad on their own. People in the public eye often get crisis handling pros to deal with name issues, and many of these plans can be real. Tools for helping true self-improvement. The worrying part is how thought out and full the way seems while being shown as true personal growth. The skill level needed to link all these parts well hints at spending on high-level pro services that aren't low-cost. Crisis handling experts who can run full fix plans across many sites usually ask for big payments and need long commitments from who hires them. What makes this extra tricky is how the supposed plan seems built to hide instead of handle the base actions that made Kody's name issues from the start. Pro-crisis handling at its top helps people really change while rebuilding their public view. At its low, it becomes a fancy trick that makes harmful people seem fixed without needing real owning or growth. Here's the deal about smart crowds who've watched real-life TV for over 10 years. They build really sharp senses for spotting made-up realness. And currently, the Sister Wives crew is demonstrating that no amount of pro-crisis management can fool viewers who've spent years observing action setups. The backlash against Kody's so-called fix plan is immediate, fierce, and surprisingly familiar. Social platforms are filled with in-depth checks comparing his latest actions to years of observed talks with his partners. Veteran viewers aren't simply turning away his apparent change of heart, they're dissecting it step by step with proofs, screenshots, and show clips that span several seasons. What's particularly damaging to the so-called pro-effort is how obvious and planned it looks to old-school real-life TV users. These aren't viewers who just discovered the show last season. These are individuals who've invested years in watching the Brown family story, and they can spot acted actions from a mile away. When someone's mode of being shifts as greatly as Kody supposedly has, without so much as a discernible reason behind true change, it raises speedy warnings. The timing alone has viewers skeptical. 3 partners exit, the show threatens to end due to decreased interest, and suddenly the manipulative family head emerges as a fixed, owning, feeling open version of himself. The fit feels insincere to audiences who've spent years watching him, always prioritize his own needs over his family's good for years. Even more devious is how the so-called fix plan seems to sidestep what really irks viewers about Kody's actions. The crisis management approach looks interested in making him appear more nice and easy to sympathize with. But fans aren't requesting niceness. They're asking for owning up to exact actions that caused real damage to his partners and kids. The rounds of apologies, while done pro-like, sound empty because they handle general errors instead of the steady feeling ignore, money bad handling, the preference that split his family. Watchers who've spent years seeing Christine, Janelle, and Mary fight with, feeling not loved and not valued, aren't happy with unclear shows of regret that don't own the exact ways of harm. The David Woolley meetings, while smart from a pro view, actually point out the issue instead of fixing it. Seeing Kody show respect and adult feelings with Christine's new spouse only stresses how unable he was to show those same things to Christine in their union. Instead of proving he's changed, these meetings give clear proof of what his partners lacked. The sister-wife story stands for maybe the most out-of-touch part of the supposed plan. After 3 partners left saying ignore and feeling lack, hinting that Kody might add, a 4th partner doesn't show improvement or owning. It hints he still doesn't get why his unions failed or what his partners needed from him. Smart watchers are also spotting the wider setup of control in using their own input to build content made to fix someone whose actions they found harmful. The news that social site opinion checks supposedly shape story builds has left many fans feeling controlled and tricked. The realness issue goes past just Kody's actions to the whole making way. When watchers think talks are written, meetings are set up, and stories are made specially for fix reasons, it breaks trust in all they watch. Real-life TV counts on crowds believing they're seeing true human times, not carefully run acted bits. Maybe most harmful to the supposed pro-effort is how it seems to back every complaint watchers have made about Kody's nature. The thought-out nature of his shift hints that his past actions weren't from not being adult, stress, or bad calls that could improve over time. Instead, it says he's always been able to act better, but picked not to when it counted most for his family. The fail effect shows a basic wrong guess in the supposed crisis handling way. Pro-name fix works best when the base issues are truly handled, not just covered on the surface. Smart crowds can spot the gap between true improvement and planned acting, and they're not taking stand-ins. So here we are at what could be the most key point in Sister Wives records. When your crowd gets aware that they might be watching a carefully run image fix plan instead of true family logging, it basically changes the whole watching time. And that change could decide if the show keeps going or turns into a warning story about controlling real-life TV crowds. The trust bond between Sister Wives and its watchers has been broken for good. For over 10 years, fans put feelings into the Brown family because they thought they were seeing true human times, rough and messy as they often were. Now, with growing knowledge that stories might be made specially to fix Kody's name, every talk becomes doubtful. Watchers end up checking talks for realness instead of just living them as family times. This doubt goes past just Kody's actions to the whole making way. When crowds think rounds of apologies are written, family get-togethers are set up, and even new bond growths are thought out for planned reasons, it breaks the base idea of real-life TV. People watch to see actual human excitement, not pro-managed acted bits made to serve attention goals. The work effects are possibly bad for the show's long run. Sister Wives has already lost much of its first draw with the leaving of 3 partners and the end of the multi-partner setup that shaped the series. If watchers also lose belief in the realness of what they see, there's little left to keep crowd interest beyond odd interest in how far the supposed control might go. The crowd challenge is extra worrying. The main Sister Wives watchers are mostly women who bring big life knowledge to their watching. These aren't easy-to-control users who take simple reasons for complex action changes. They're folks who've handled their own bonds, spot control tools, and built smart grasp of human minds through real life. When this crowd spots what seems like pro-crisis handling acting as personal improvement, their reaction is usually quick and not forgiving. They're not just turning away Kody's supposed shift, they're questioning the honesty of all involved in showing it as true. That includes the team, network bosses, and even other family who join in what might be planned story builds. The long effects go past just one real-life show. If Sister Wives gets known as a program that uses smart control tools to fix harmful actions while showing it as true family content, it could harm watcher trust in real-life TV wider. Crowds who feel tricked by one show usually become more doubtful users of like programs. Maybe most big, the supposed crisis handling plan seems to have made the opposite of what it aimed. Instead of fixing Kody's name, it has stressed the thought-out nature of his actions and brought up questions about if his past moves were even more on purpose controlling than watchers first saw. The show now faces a hard pick. Keep with the supposed fixed stories and risk pushing away smart watchers who can spot made realness or switch toward true owning that might really handle the base issues that made Kody's name problems from the start. Either road needs owning that the current way isn't working. Pro-crisis handling plans win when they help true change, not when they swap planned acting for real improvement. Sister Wives has supposedly picked the second way, and the crowd answer hints that smart watchers aren't taking the swap. The future of Sister Wives may in the end count on if the making team sees that their crowd is too sharp to be controlled by even the most pro-run fix plan. Real telling on actual human improvement would save the trust of the show, but remaining on show stage planned image control as personal growth will likely accelerate its demise. Now I'm sharing this with you. Does Kody's transformation show genuine self-improvement? Or are we seeing the biggest pro-reputation repair scheme in real-life TV history? And what part of this purported crisis management scheme makes you most confident that pro-help could be involved? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Click like if this analysis uncovered something new. Press subscribe for more in-the-know, real-life TV glimpses, and turn on notifications because the Sister Wives drama never stops. A new video is forthcoming, and I bet the next Sister Wives update will be even more dramatic than this.